not getting any results from that. I mean, I'm not talking about likes, engagements, stuff like that. I'm talking about sales. It's usually a communication issue naturally. Yeah. And that's where it's okay. We have to try to lean more into your story, more into who you are, because it's storytelling makes people care. You care about your products and services, but you have to make other people care about it. And storytelling just does it so easily. And I think it's just such an underutilized tool in marketing. It plays such a small role in marketing, but when it's done well, it's so powerful where you feel like you don't have to do the heavy lifting. And so a lot of the times what I just see is people just creating content that's more so very centered around them and not centered around their target audience, right? They're not communicating it very clearly. And so and I drew it in a way where I'm sharing my story, but I'm still making it about the other person where they can see themselves in my story. So then they're more willing to make a purchase decision. They trust me more because I'm tapping into those emotions that they're experiencing and I'm speaking to that. So a lot of times I see it's a communication issue, and it's really just going back and refining their target audience. That's a huge piece. A lot of people say this all the time. We hear this all the time as business owners. You need to know who your target audience is. We've heard it for so many years. Every single client I've had, even clients that have been in the game for 10 years, they fill out my exercise and I already can find the holes of where they're missing with their target audience. And so I'm like, this is all incorrect. And I can see it. Yeah, and so from there, we really redefine that once you're very clear, because you need to know them on a very intimate level. And a lot of times we feel like we do, but we don't. And so we take it a step further and we go deep to where you now are able to create stories a lot easier with this individual in mind. And then we really sit down and now use your own story and how we can craft it in a way that's really going to speak to this specific person that you want to reach. I don't know if that answered it all, but hopefully it did.
It is. Because what happens, I find it in voice, and I'm seeing the same thing in the writing, is that you can't hear yourselves. You can't hear how you sound to others, right? That's just not physically possible as somebody who's using their voice. You think you can hear yourself, but by the time you've heard it, it's too late. It's removed from the present actual point of impact, and you're trying to correct from a skewed perspective, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm sure that's how the gaps show up, because you see your story from your perspective, but not from your client's perspective.
But not from your client's perspective. So then you start to see the gaps of where you missed. And that's where, and a lot of times it's little tweaks. It's work up front, foundational work, and it's not easy work. It's a lot of things. I've noticed that the intensive, especially just storytelling in general, it really highlights a lot of areas that business owners have been neglecting in regards to their content, which has been really good. It really